And what a goal from Muna Kandafa. And do we have a little wonder kid on our hands here?
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to Mattov's English Journey, and welcome back to the town of Alfreton, where today it looks like we are staying put. For the moment, being 7 games into this season, it's been a bit of a mixed bag of results, as you can see here. A few wins on the board, a few more points in the form of draws as well, but we also have had some losses along the way. I think we've been performing okay. I think we need to gel a bit more as a team, especially with the new players who've come in, but especially at the start of the season, I definitely saw some signs of some really good football. And in these opening games, we've played some pretty tough teams. You know, all the teams who we've played, I'm pretty sure have been above us. So it's been pretty tough. But in today's episode, in this opening game, we've got a tie against Boreham, who sit just below us. One space there, as you can see, we sit on 8 points in total. And yeah, for now, we're going to be staying here, playing the games, and just seeing what goes on. And you know, as I say, this could be one of the last episodes, or we could be staying put. I'm not too sure, but it is something that is in consideration at the moment. So let's go and see what happens in this first game. So the team for this game against Boreham Wood starts with Adams in goal. We've got a back line of Guerrero Pollard, new signing of Ronnie Nelson. He is a centre back who we brought in. Former Leicester Academy player. He's got some good attributes, and he's got a good overall star rating potential, which is good. A good replacement for Tyler Williams last year. He's a left-footed centre back. As well, Dan Sassy alongside him, James Nolan on the right of him, Cantrell, Peisold and Kelly in the midfield, Starkey on the left, Harlem Hale on the right, and Kenny Coker up top. Opening moments of this game, it looks like we've had the first chances. Obviously, as I say, you know, we're discussing about this moving away from the club, and I am quite excited to find a new challenge. You know, I wouldn't want to go out in a bad fashion. I wouldn't want to be leaving this club in a bad state, and obviously we sit in quite a low position compared to last season and that prior, but them gains are still could be made. We obviously sit only a couple wins away from these playoff spots once again, but I just don't see us, you know, being here much longer. There's so many cool opportunities that we could move to now, and moving up into the higher football divisions would be just so enjoyable, and it would make a really interesting concept, and what we'd do there would be so cool. But as I say, we need to focus on this as of right now. I think we are playing quite good football. It's just sometimes we do get off to rocky starts at the season, and this game it could be a pretty big game, you know, in starting us off properly in this season, building up our first bit of momentum in that first half. Doesn't look like we've been doing too much, but yeah, as I say, we've made a decent start, but we can build up more momentum here, and this win could be very important if we were to get it at home against a team who sit in a relative position to us in the league table. As Peisold plays that ball out wide to Starkey, might be our first chance to get our first goal of this game. He plays the return to Peisold. He'll look to have the shot now. It falls out to Harlem Hale. He's through on goal. Harlem Hale with a shot, and it's a nice finish from him. His fourth goal of the season. He is still proving why he deserves to retain his spot in this team. And 50 minutes goes, and we now lead 1-0. As George Cantrell will play this ball into the middle of the box. It's Nelson rising for that header at 195 centimetres. He is going to be a big presence for us in the box that time, not winning the header. We're getting it on target, I should say. But so far in this game, it looks like it's been a decent performance for us. A few changes to be made. One new signing to be shown to you. We've brought in Luther Munakandafa. He is a right winger, as you can see, but he is quite flexible. I think he's more of a backup player for us. He is still quite young, so he could develop. But I have brought him in because we needed some depth in the wing positions. Obviously, with the release of Max Wright and a few others, we didn't have that depth in the wing, and now we've brought a winger in who can play in many different positions, and even striker if we need him to, say Kenny Coker was to get injured. So he will come on. He has been playing quite well for us. He did get an assist in his debut game and in the last minute to pull back a late goal, and then also he's got his first goal of the season last time out in the last game off camera, I should say. As it looks like here we're still playing quite well. 20 minutes left in this game, and we could be on for another win. As 10 minutes remains in this game, as you see here, these 3 points moves us up to a much higher position, and a few wins, as I said, you know, would make us move up and get into those playoff spots once again, which is, if I could leave the club in a playoff spot, go into a bigger opportunity, then I don't see how we could complain with that. I don't see how the fans could be really annoyed with that. They just have to hope that a good manager was to come in and you know, inherit that and take them to a better finish than I left them with, because ultimately you want to keep going in a linear progression with the club, and that's what it's been over the last 3 seasons whilst we've been here, and for that to continue in this season, if I'm not to be here for all of it, would be it'd be really good to see for us personally, and also for the club in general, and I'm sure they would like to just see that happen as Kenny Coker finds himself through on goal, and it's a lovely finish from our number 9, his 6th goal of the season. He is finding his form now. He got 2 goals in his a couple games ago, and now he's got his first goal of this game, first goal of the episode. He's turning up, and that should surely secure us the 3 points. We might have another chance here to get our third of the game as Cancho finds himself on the ball in the midfield, a poor touch from him. We've also got to consider how some of these players who we joined the club with are not playing as well as they used to, probably looking for moves outside of the club eventually. Some have developed well, some have maybe slowed down in their ability a bit, and we just have to consider all these factors. One player who doesn't look like he's slowing down very much, Caden Kelly, the young number 10, gets our third goal of this game, and it's been a great performance for us. As we approach the final minutes of this game, it's been a great performance for us. A nice 3-0 win at home, and hopefully that should set us up to play much better in this start of the season. As I said, I feel like we could have played much better. We had been playing well, and we should have picked up more points, and we've started to now with our third win of the season. Next game up against the league leaders, South Shields, or they were league leaders actually, not by the looks of it anymore, an old enemy. Maybe for the final time we could be playing them as manager of Alfreton. I don't know. It's an interesting time. There's a lot of question marks around what's going to happen, but we've got this game against South Shield, the old enemy. Let's see what we can go and do. So the same team for this game against South Shields as last time out. Starts with Adams in goal. Back line of Growell, Nelson, Sassy and Nolan. Got Cantrell, Pysild and Kelly in the midfield alongside Starkey. Harlem Hale on the wings, and of course our number 9, Kenny Coker up top. As the first half is underway here, quite a lot of it's gone already. Doesn't look like nothing's coming for it. I'd like to pick up something of a result, because that win last time out against a team who were lower than us in the league, and a team who we should be beating, and which we went on to do. I was very happy with that we managed to do it so comfortably, and to start a bit of good momentum to go and beat teams like this South Shields team would be so good for us. I just hope we can turn up on this day, as they are quite a good team at the moment. We also are away. Picking up something of a point would be really good for us. But in the opening moments here in this game, it looks like South Shields have the better chances so far. We need to defend this corner. We've got the huge presence of Nelson in the box now at 195 centimeters, as I said last time out. He is an absolute unit, but maybe it'll come down to the footwork, and the height is not really going to influence that. We haven't really seen too much defending from him after that good game last time out. Obviously it was his debut on the channel, but he might have a chance to show it off here. But we go into half time as it stands 0-0. Second half gets underway here. We have brought off Kenny Coker as a bit of a precaution. It's a shame that we have to do that. We know how good he is at playing striker, but we have brought on Muna Kandafa, who can play at striker. As I've already said this, he's very flexible across that front line, and if he can get us a goal here, that would be huge, and maybe he could contest a bit of a starting spot, probably not a striker, but somewhere else. That would be quite an interesting little rivalry. Starkey and Harlem Hale, they've been starting in this team nailed on for well over a season now, and we don't want them to get too complacent, because they could easily be pushed out this team by the like of Muna Kandafa. But we have to just see really if he can score some goals for us in this game after that goal has been disallowed. Take 3 points away from it, that would be a pretty huge result, but we just have to see how the rest of this game goes, as 30 minutes is remaining. Still drawing 0-0 as Crowder finds himself on the ball. Now he's come on, I should say, for Dolman. He plays it back to Sassy now. Across the line it goes to Nelson, and now Nelson will have to try and find a pass. He plays it to Cantrell. Cantrell needs to release this. Instead he goes back to Nelson. Hopefully he's got a bit of a good passing range on him. By the looks of it, he had the idea, but not the great execution from him, and now we need to turn this ball over once again. It's been a bit of a scrappy game, not too many chances, just clinging on to whatever you can get. The ball's been turned over so many times by the looks of it, but it looks like South Shields might be through on goal here on that left side. We need to do a bit of defending on Sassy side. The shot goes in now, and it's just floated over the crossbar. Maybe a bit of a lifeline for us in this game. As 20 minutes is remaining in this game, it looks like South Shields will come on the attack once again. The shot goes in, and it's hit the crossbar once again. We are getting a bit lucky here, to be fair. We should be taking our chances now if they come on, because South Shields have missed a lot of chances, which they will be very, very frustrated with. Still find themselves on the ball a lot. The final change made for us, Billy Fuster coming on. He has dropped out of this team. I don't think he has the ability that he did once have. I think I said this in a previous episode. It's a similar situation with Lewis Salmon. Can he do it in the higher leagues? I'm not too sure, but I think he is a really good player for the lower tiers. It's interesting how specific players work in different leagues. Muna Kandafa with a shot there, and he gets the goal to make it 1-0 in this game. And as I said earlier, he may be a player who can do it in this league. He could very easily break into this team. He's solid overall. He can play in different positions, and he has got a goal in this game in the late stages. And that could be the goal to pick us up 3 points here. He is displaying why he could be a very key player for us. Maybe not even as a reserve player for us. As a substitute player when we need to call on him. Could he be getting a starting place in this team? I'm not too sure, but he's showing in the last few games why he deserves to be. Maybe it's on the cards for him in the next few, but South Shields have gone and got the equaliser for themselves. They're very, very disappointing that we weren't able to defend that, but I am very, very happy with that goal from him. He's proving to be alright. I'm really impressed how he's performed. Could be an interesting signing that. As 5 minutes is remaining in this game, some of the boys getting very tired. One thing that I will definitely enjoy in the higher leagues is if we do get up there, I should say, but one thing I would be happier with is the kind of reduced games and the more time to just think about things, and the fitness as well, keeping the boys fit, because sometimes it can be quite annoying when everyone's not fit. I'm not really a big fan of rotation. I like to keep a very dedicated lineup. It is something that I've done, and in the higher leagues I definitely think that's more possible, because you get these less games, the boys stay more fit, because they are training all the time. It's their profession, unlike some of these players. This won't be their main day job from them. As Muna Kandafa finds himself through a goal. He has the shot, and what a goal from Muna Kandafa. And do we have a little wonder kid on our hands here? He is looking like the real deal. Every single time I've said in this episode, I've said so many times, he could be an amazing player, and he has got what you'd think is a winning goal in this game for us. As 8 minutes on the board. As I was just saying about the fitness, keeping everyone fit, he is helping us with that. When we had to bring off Kenny Coker, I said this earlier in the episode, so many things coming back to us that I've said, how if we need to ever bring Kenny Coker off, he can slot into that position in this half, and a bit with the last half as well. He's got 2 goals, and a goal that could possibly win us this game, as Harlem Hale will play a ball wrong, and Muna Kandafa will try and get in the end of this. He doesn't manage to in the end, and maybe we'll win it back and play it up to him, but he's looking like a decent player, a really, really good player, and I'm happy that we brought in someone like that, because he was a bit of an emergency signing. We did need to bring in a winger. I was thinking he would just be a supply player for us, but what a boy he is turning out to be, and he will definitely be breaking into this team after the performance he's put here against a tough South Shields team away from home. What a game he's had. There's still minutes left on the board though. 3 minutes left here as that header out from Sassy gets the ball clear of any danger, but they will look to try and run back in here. South Shields on the ball, the shot goes in, and it's hit both posts and snuck out, and South Shields have been so unlucky here. We have played well, but they have been so unlucky. The woodwork has not been their friend today. 2 minutes left in this game. Can we get the win? I mean, they are on the attack here as Harlem Hale. Great bit of defensive work from him. We could be getting closer to this win. 97th minute now, 1 minute left on the clock. Hopefully nothing's gone down, which will add more time as Fuster plays the ball forward to Muna Kandafa, and he doesn't manage to get on the end of that. And now Howley for South Shields plays his ball forward to the South Shields attacker, through on goal, and he's put it wide of that post, and we might be getting our second win of the episode. What would be an amazing result. The full-time whistle goes, and what a game that has been for us, and what a performance from Luther Muna Kandafa. What a player he could be. So after what has been a very, very good episode, we can be happy with those 2 wins on the board. Quite impressive results, and the way we played was definitely what I was saying about how early in the season we were playing like that. It's been a very, very good episode, and we've also maybe found a little wonder kid in Luther Muna Kandafa. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with a search, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.